Hello and welcome to Admit One, your movie and TV podcast right here on Rabbit Hole Media. I am one of your hosts. I got distracted by it. Peter One. And today I am joined by my co-host, Peter Two.
Oh, I wanted to be Peter 3.
I was thinking about it, but then I was like, oh, will that be too mean? Or
No, I wanted to be Peter 3. Peter 3's the better one, I think, isn't he? Although I probably fall more into Peter 2's category. Because
old with a bad back?
Yeah, I have a bad back. I have a bad back.
There was a moment where Electro called him, he was like, you have a nice face, you're just a kid. I was like, he's 45.
Yeah.
Like, he was 30 when he started, like, he was about to be 30 when he started playing the teenager Spider-Man. It's been about 10 years since then. So,
I still prefer to be Peter 3. And
yeah, no. We will get into that.
I also find
Hannah
it quite
says, "Was the
amusing.
fuck off to me saying be nicer?" No, it was to you saying be nicer. That was the joke. We found it very funny.
That's very funny, yeah. The whole thread I thoroughly enjoyed.
And also, you say be nicer, but people need to be here to discover we're not nice.
There is that.
So that unfortunately can't be the reason. Can't be the reason. As you may have noticed from this very overexposed concept art and our mentions earlier, we are talking about No Way Home this evening.
Oh, just me thwipping. It's a very Spider-Man-y week. And
It
evening.
is.
Also, that hurt my back.
You're definitely Peter too, I'm afraid. This released on the 15th of December, 2021, and what a magical day that was.
Yeah, it was a good day. I
It
remember.
was probably the last time we went to the cinema together.
I think it was a midnight screening as well, wasn't it? I think.
Possibly. I remember there was at least twice we got told off by your wife.
Yeah. There was indeed.
This had a budget of $200 million. They've somewhat improved over the Eternals numbers.
Okay.
The worldwide gross was 1,921,847. No, sorry, 1,921,847,111 US dollars.
That is a return of the previously mentioned many dollar.
It is. It's also about 1.5 billion more than Eternals made.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Understandably so.
Understandably so.
It is about 1.5 billion times better than
Yeah, I agree. But 1.5 billion is an absurd amount of money for a movie to make, let alone for that to be what it made on top of what it made of another Marvel movie.
Yeah.
So it's just many dollar.
Yeah,
many dollar. I need that because notes, but for good fucking reason.
I don't have that many notes, by the way.
I don't have that many notes either, but I imagine there'll be
The same?
these notes don't make any sense.
Oh, you have far more notes than me. I have like
These
7.
are for Spider-Man 2.
Ah.
No.
I have 7 notes.
Again, most of mine are just
Mine are all chaos.
yeah. They're in. I've just put. I love the opening. I think the way this movie opens with just literally taking off after Far From Home, and jumping straight in, and then it just being pure chaos.
Yeah.
Pure chaos.
And really well shot pure chaos as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's very good.
Mm-hmm. The just leaving MJ on top of a very high bridge with a very thin bit of metal to stand on, just like help, please. But no, I liked all of that. I liked the banter between her and MJ. I liked the bit with Flash seeing the news, being like no, and then him just falling into the loudest thing in the universe not to notice. But
He's Flash. He's a bit of an idiot.
yes. There are many reasons why it upsets me that this is the Flash Thompson we have in the MCU, but we'll get into that later.
Okay.
For Spider-Man 2.
Okay.
Not spoilers?
Not really.
Yeah.
Not really.
I guess it's kind of a spoiler if you already have the context, but yeah. Yeah. I just love the opening.
Yeah, fair. I put dem abs.
Oh, yeah.
That was my note.
He is ripped. He
Yeah.
is. He's gotten bigger with every movie. He's definitely gotten beefier with every movie.
I don't know what my second note means.
What is it?
Early hype moment is hype.
Daredevil?
That's it.
Because that was my next note as well.
That was it. I just want to. I like this film. I enjoyed this film thoroughly when it came out. I thoroughly enjoyed watching it the other day, partly because I'm very Spider-Man-y at the moment, because obviously Spider-Man 2.
Same.
But it is also, I think it is actually a very good film. It's tricky. It's weird though, because it's a good film, again, because of the fact that previous films exist.
Yes, some of that is actually what, for me, brings it down.
Yeah, that's the thing. So like, as a standalone movie, like the overall like plot of what's actually happening isn't that.
I think it
great.
is, and I actually think there is a way they could have done it better without all of. They need some of. But I think there is a way you could have done it without all of this. Oh, look at me. You remember this. You remember
yeah,
this.
Yeah, because it is the film is. I've written somewhere that the film is basically pure fan service throughout.
Yeah,
and I don't critique it for that, because I really enjoy that for it. But I would be intrigued to see what the other approach would have come out like, kind of thing.
I'm on both fences. I do critique it for that, but I also really enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like it's a good thing, and I also think we'll get into it properly. But I also think this is the best These are the best performances from Holland, Maguire, and
Absolutely.
Garfield.
Yeah.
Like, across the board.
I just want to point out how incredibly fucking lucky they are that the three of those seem to have really good chemistry together. Because that was fucking lucky, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because that could have died on its ass, but the three of them together worked really well. And actually, like, I know it is all there just for fucking fan service and everything, and that's all it really is doing, is to look at me. But I really enjoy it for that, and I'd quite happily have more of it. Like, if it was to personally, if it was to happen again and we can have even more on top of them together.
Well, that's what everybody said
else.
Multiverse of Madness was going to be.
For sure.
And then they just went, no.
For sure.
Well, it kind of is. But
I would love that. I would absolutely. There's so much of the three of them together that I absolutely love about this movie. And if you, the things that I think are the best about this movie are all around those moments. So
I also think
I would love more of that.
It's weirdly enough, because this doesn't really make any sense. But weirdly enough, I think it's less egregious for them to do it again than it was for them to do it in the first place.
Yeah, I think you're right.
They've set it up now
Yeah.
that this is a thing. So for them to interact again in the future, it's just like...
There's a precedent for it.
We've established this is a thing, and particularly these three Spider-Men know each other. Really what I think they should have done to make this a better on its own movie and dive deeper into the plot of it as opposed to the... Look at us. You could have done everything exactly the same. They just weren't from other movies.
Yeah.
Like, Spider-Verse is already out. This is a pre-established, like, the Spider-Verse movie. And
you see, what you're saying
potentially controversial opinion. That movie is better.
So what you're saying is have different Spider-Men.
Yeah, there could be three Spider-Men.
Yeah.
It just doesn't need to be Maguire and Garfield.
For sure.
And Doc Ock. All these villains don't need to be the ones from the other movies.
No, but what... Obviously, I think at the same time, though, I think that actually doing it the way they did is the right way to do it, because there's the business side of it that you can really push on the marketing. And
from a business decision, it was absolutely the right way to do it.
But also, like, I like Spider-Man is by far my favorite superhero.
Agreed.
But in reality, I know fuck all about Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
The only things I know
you
about
only have the
Spider-Man
movies
is the movies and now the games, the most recent games. That is it. That is my only context.
And that's fair. And
so,
I imagine that is also what most of the audience has.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so Spider-Verse, I haven't seen the second Spider-Verse. The first Spider-Verse is a really good movie, but I do not have the same hype to it that a lot of other people do, because I have absolutely no link to any of what any of the other stuff is. So
that's fair. I also just think on all of its own merits.
Oh, probably, and I'm not I'm not even gonna.
We're not here to talk about.
I'm not even going to attempt to compare that side of it, because
they're also completely different. Movies.
Yeah, but also it's just to the point that I want to make. It's not really like related to that. Like, so.
No, I see what you mean.
Yeah, that kind of multiversal side of the Spider-Verse movie doesn't do the same thing for me as this does, because this is like, holy shit, you're bringing back my childhood Spider-Man and this other Spider-Man that I always saw had a good glimpse of potential that the movie's never served him right, and brings them in, as well as the villains and stuff that I know and have a relationship with, really, and brings them in a way which kind of allows all of them to, or at least of the Spider-Man, to actually shine a little bit, which I don't feel when even got, because we've done all the Spider-Mans on this show before. We were even going to do a video about it if you get us to 1,000 subscribers. Because
we had a number, we got that number, and then we realised this is not enough money.
Not enough, no. Anyway, yeah, we should have put some extra zeros on the end of that target.
Yeah, we should have done. But it just means we're not going to do it.
Absolutely. But yeah, like Spider-Man 3 was a letdown. I think both Amazing Spider-Mans were a bit of a letdown, especially the second one, Carnage of a movie. Carnage, a Spider-Man reference.
It is.
So having a chance to see them like shine along with Tom Holland, who I do think is by far the best, is what I enjoy the most out of this movie. And then when I fit it in the MCU, because that's the other side I'm looking at it, and I can't help. I know you have to review things in a bubble, but we've had this. I've stated this before with an MCU related piece of content. For me, one of the most important factors is how does this fit within the MCU?
Why is it MCU?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Why is Gamora? Yeah. So that still becomes like my thing, and then so comparing it with the MCU and how it fits in the MCU, what they're doing in this movie with the suggestions of the multiverse, the use of Doctor Strange, what that means for our universe that we are watching and that we've now had for the last 10 years, and the fact that I'm coming off of Endgame looking for that level of hype, because that's the other problem that we always knew and has continued to be a problem since Endgame, is how are you going to match that movie.
For sure. And
at the moment we're feeling let down by a number of things with the MCU, but I think one of those things is there's not much touching that level of hype, which is just a victim of its own success. That's just going to be really difficult to achieve. This was like, okay, this is giving me the same feelings in the cinema as I had watching Endgame, of those little, holy shit, fucking Matt Murdock is actually here.
Controversial opinion.
Go.
Stem to stern, this is better than Endgame.
In many ways, I agree, yeah. I agree.
Because I think Endgame falls under its own weight. For the middle, particularly, I think.
Yeah.
Is too long. It's too long. There's a lot of fat.
Yeah.
To trim. I wouldn't
especially
necessarily
with Thor.
Yeah. It's fine. He can make those jokes. He has fat friends.
And I'm friends with Norse gods too.
Yeah. I was referring to myself, by the way, before anyone gets offended. Although I look alright on camera at the moment.
You've lost a bit of weight, to be fair.
Yeah, I am.
That was a good gag. I really enjoyed that. Very good. No, I agree with you there. But all I mean is then when I'm looking at this film, what I'm enjoying from it, it's just this is then giving me those kind of vibes again. So this is what I want. And it is that Matt Murdock moment, the moment of seeing all the, like getting the little reveal of each villain and giving us each one.
I'm pretty sure the Matt Murdock moment was the first time we got told off by your wife.
Yeah. I have got some notes that I know what I'm talking about. I'm all over the place, really.
I'm bouncing.
But yeah, like getting each villain revealed. So, and obviously we kind of know what's happening, but then getting those little interactions with it all as well. So getting Doc Ock, and then the way Tom Holland's character is interacting with him, and that kind of just easily outsmarts him in a way, as well, because of his tech. But still, it's just nice to see that different Spider-Man approach, and also the way they're building it all, with Doc Ock being like, "The fuck are you? You're not Peter." And the way that's all building up. And Tom Holland in that scene as well, when he's talking to him, is so funny. His performance where he's like, "Hey, mister."
I love the really awkward, like, trying to...
It's so fucking so good.
Yeah.
Really good. And it's like the introduction. And throughout that whole movie, you're kind of waiting for, when's it going to happen? Because you know it's going to happen. It was clear from all the marketing it was going to happen. And I said, or when we were talking about all this marketing, like, Andrew and Toby are clearly in it, because why would you go through the effort of getting all these villains if you're not getting the Spider-Man? You wouldn't. And it's just waiting for how they're going to do it, how they're going to bring them in. And I think the way they bring them in as well, because I remember thinking at first, like, oh, it'd be nice to get, like, the first time you see them just swooping in, but actually building them into it bit by bit, introducing them to Tom, and then you seeing them click together suddenly. And there is that kind of, they're talking on the roof, And then when they have the whole conversation of the great responsibility thing, you see them all have like almost a eureka moment.
If you want to take hype moments away from it, it's one of my notes. Taking hype moments out of it, just from an audience and filmmaking perspective, writing perspective, that scene's the best scene in the film.
Yeah,
The
absolutely.
one on the roof. It's fucking ridiculous how good that scene is.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, you were making a point. I interrupted.
Well, the point being that obviously, like, you see him that click, have that eureka moment of them realizing that maybe fate has brought them all here, and also what we've been saying, because of Tom Holland has just in this movie had his Aunt May's died, he's now had his turning point. He's had his "you're now going to become Spider-Man" moment of with great power comes responsibility. That's the turning point for Spider-Man. He's being told that on the day that Uncle Ben dies, and in Tom Holland's case, he's been told that on the day that Aunt May dies. That's them all realizing, oh, this is your moment, and we need to help you with this kind of thing, and we can help you with this, so we're going to help you with this. And then the next scene after that is just instantly them all gelling and working everything out, and that's such a good scene to watch. Them in the lab and chatting with each other and bantering, and the stuff with the web and all of that. Like it's and the constant.
I wish
build
one of
all
them
that.
gagged. That would have been so fucking funny.
Well, you have got the meme.
The what?
They do the meme.
Oh, the pointing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's in that. I think it's illegal to make Spider-Man media without that now.
Yeah, I
isn't
think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
But building to then when you finally get, for me, which I think is the best moment of this movie, and I think one of the top moments of the MCU, which is them finally figuring out how to work together on top of the Empire, on top of the Torch
Statue of
Lady.
Liberty.
That's the one.
Not holding a torch in this movie.
And Shield Lady. And they all go off together and they do the swing and they're swinging off each other and they're all shouting and shit, and you've got the big music.
Weirdly enough, I keep being like, oh, because the song that I associate with that was just what people kept putting over it on social media.
Oh, right.
After the movie came out. So I very much, because that scene was fucking everywhere, and then
because it's so fucking
yeah,
good.
it is.
It's just, I think it's just...
They did this moment that makes me nut. Every single... Just after they do, and they swing, and then they do this kind of... They all web into this, like, cross.
Yeah.
Where all the webs hit each other, and I think it's Maguire and Holland just ping Garfield forward with this, like, three-way web cross thing.
It's
like,
so fucking
I then
cool.
web myself.
It's so cool, and like I think it is just the kind of like the theory of what's happening here. We've got the only 3 movie Spider-Man we've ever had all on screen together, just fucking doing cool shit, and it's just really cool. And it's that was really good about Endgame. It's just like bringing all these heroes together, these incredible actors together, just in these moments of just wow, this is just doing all this really cool stuff. That's just fan service, and I'm fine with it. Because that's what I'm enjoying from it. Mm-hmm. And then it's got the substance sprinkled between, like, around it here and there. And that's where this movie stands out, and is like, as I think that is one of the top MCU moments. And it's, and as I was saying, I think then what it does is, because you're coming off the back of Endgame, and then we haven't had that level, been kind of teasing it at this point, and we haven't really been fully let down by this point. There's been a couple of like, Eternals was,
Everyone was kind of expecting Eternals to be here.
Yeah, exactly.
So
but we hadn't
it was
yet
weird,
hit.
and Black Widow wasn't too bad.
Again, it was about what people expected.
Yeah,
but we've had like Shang-Chi was good.
Shang-Chi was really good.
We've had good teases in the shows. Yeah. Like, it was not perfect, but there was some good teases of what they were setting up in the shows and stuff like that. Like, everyone's feeling like we're confident this could work, you know. Where are they going to go with this? We hadn't yet been let down. So for me, it was that real like, holy shit, they're going to keep this going. And even watching it now, knowing that they don't keep it going, I can't help but watch it going, holy shit, they fucking kept this going for a little bit, didn't they? Fair enough. I just
imagine if they fucking did.
They might. They might fix it. They won't, but they might.
Even if they do fix it, there's still too much guff in the middle. Like,
agreed.
There's still too much.
I do have to admit, I'm quite invested in Loki currently. The last episode ended on a major cliffhanger, and all I've been thinking about is I need to watch it and not I need to watch the next one as it airs so I don't get it spoiled as to what the fuck's happening.
Fair. How many episodes in is it?
4. Okay.
So I don't want it spoiled, but I also don't really want to be keeping up with this week-to-week nonsense.
No, that's fair. And we weren't keeping up week to week. We caught up the other day, and I was like, okay, what the fuck does that mean? Like, I think it was there was some good stuff in it, but the cliffhanger was like, what the fuck does that mean? And I'm fully expecting
Disappointment.
Yeah, it means fuck all because it's the MCU.
Yeah. Nothing. That's.
But I'm intrigued.
Honest, like. I'm in a very Spider-Man-y mood, which is why I actually felt like, yes, I want to watch this. It had nothing to do with the MCU. The rest of the MCU.
That was in my tea.
Why'd you put it back?
Well, the tea's empty now.
Oh, I see. I haven't watched a single one yet, and I have four more Mike Flanagan shows to watch. I guarantee that they would probably be better.
Oh,
I say that with zero authority.
That's made me feel very ill.
I'm not overly surprised. At least you didn't swallow it.
No, I just felt it go in my mouth and was like, what the fuck is this? I think it is...
It looks like solidified sugar.
I think it is. I think it is something that did not clean off the mug in the dishwasher, is my guess.
Yummy!
Oh, well. Just a couple of notes that I made.
90% of what you say is said with zero authority or factual basis. Bollocks.
I've missed something. What's this in reference to?
I said that the Mike Flanagan, or the 4 Mike Flanagan shows will. I can guarantee they'll be better than Loki. And then I said, I've
I've
not watched that, so I can't actually say.
Just a couple of notes I made. Worst teachers ever.
Yeah. They wasted them.
Ever.
They wasted them
Mm.
in this movie as well. And no, there's Martin Starr there being very proud of his.
They're just like they're the worst teachers in the sense of just the three of them are just there, completely different positions, and like none of them are being overly professional.
No, none of them are being professional, but yeah, Hannah
very
Worst
insane.
being like, you're a murderer. Like, that would be like, I think you could probably get fired for just straight up saying you're a murderer to a.
Yeah.
God, it was really weird. I've always found I don't know. I've said previously that I don't necessarily buy this complete hard shift reaction to.
I do because I've seen real people in the real world and the way they react to shit. People are very extreme and single-minded and thick as fuck.
Yeah, I know, but we're in a world that worships superheroes.
That's true.
Spider-Man's been around for a while.
Yeah.
It's not like he popped up at the same time as Mysterio. So he's been around for a while, and he's been respected and loved as a superhero.
This is also America who voted in Trump.
Yeah, I'm not saying they're smart. I'm just saying that...
I do feel like they're kind of positioning Mysterio supporters as Trump supporters in this.
Yeah, I know, but it's everyone. It's like 50-50.
No, that's the way real world is though. It's just the Trump supporters or the Mysterio supporters are the loud minority. That's all it is.
That's true.
I don't think it is 50-50. You're just not seeing the other ones.
That's true.
Because they don't give a shit.
Also, that fully grown man asking if MJ is going to have Pete's spider baby, he's put him in prison because you know he's got someone in his basement.
Yeah.
Like,
Because they're like 15 or something in this movie.
17, but still.
A felon where they are, I think, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, it is. Yeah. That's still, that is still...
But,
he hasn't got it yet at the moment. He's playing some Event Horizon-esque moon-based horror game.
That sounds
Can we
like
figure it
Calypso
out?
Pro.
It does. But
it's either that or it's Alan Wake.
Moon-based?
I haven't played it, but it's a horror game that's out currently. Apparently very good, by the way.
Yeah, I've heard it's very good. Matt Mess is saying he's putting Spider-Man on hold because he bought Alan Wake, and I told him off. I was like, that's a ridiculous fucking thing to do. You can't. Not this Matt.
Different
Matt. Don't interrupt Spider-Man. Don't interrupt any game to play another game.
Hang on, so he started Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Oh, that's insanity.
And then he stopped like halfway through because he got...
This is Matt that I know, Matt,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
I have a question, but I'll have to ask it off air.
Maybe the name says it, but I'm sure I've heard you guys mention it, so I don't... Fair enough.
Can I reference another note I made?
Yes.
a joke in this movie which I seemingly have missed before because I don't remember it, but made me laugh out loud when Doctor Strange is doing the spell.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting really irritated with him doing the spell, and Peter's like listing off people. He's like, "Oh, Aunt May," and he goes, "Happy," and he just goes, "No, I'm annoyed."
Yeah.
So fucking funny. That's such a good gag.
There was a joke before it that I definitely didn't miss. But it's both a really good and really like, I wish you just stuck with your guns moment, because the "I'm a really good lawyer" joke is excellent, and that moment is excellent. But the reason I wish they stuck with their guns is because the CG on his hand looked jank as fuck.
Oh, I didn't notice that. Fair enough then.
Because basically, he catches a brick.
Yeah.
But he was originally, he caught a snow globe. So his hand is rounded and gone round. So there's now just this brick, someone he's just holding it really fucking weird, because it's obviously not actually there. I have some other things to say about CG, not as a negative to the movie, because I think this movie looks...
Yeah, it does.
This movie looks excellent. I'm just going to get to that, actually. I wish the MCU spider suits were more fucking practical. There is so much floating head syndrome.
Oh, yeah, I agree with that.
And, like, this movie, particularly the scene in the forest.
Yep.
Like, where the lighting on Peter's head doesn't match his suit, and it's just like, you're just a floating head. Like, it's not even a fucking complicated... Just make it, you cheap fucks.
Yeah.
Like,
just make the suit.
You know, like, this is my biggest problem with where the MCU's gone. Is everything's become nanotech, so that so their masks and stuff can just magically fucking disappear.
It was nice having the other spiders actually taking their masks
Well,
on
by
and
that
off.
point, so was Tom.
Oh, right. I don't remember that, but fair enough.
Because like it's only the Iron Spider, which is fucked.
But wasn't he in the hybrid suit by then?
Yeah, but the only thing that's different about that is
it's
the logo.
Thing. Yeah, okay.
But I really hope going forward, now that it's because of the ending. Why would someone throw? I'll get to this. Hannah has said, "Why would someone throw a snow globe through the window?" I'm pretty sure in the behind the scenes, that's why they said they changed it.
Yeah.
Because snow globe versus window.
Snow globe loses.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you hit the globe part, but it was meant to be more a snow globe is mysterious head.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's why they use snow globes, because it looks like
that makes sense.
Yeah. But yeah, obviously, if you think about it for
a femtosecond.
Yeah, a femtosecond, the snow globe loses that fight.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're in a cheap shit apartment in New York. I wouldn't be surprised if they had a 2-ply window. But yeah, and that also goes into I fucking hate the Iron Spider suit.
That's fair.
I really like. Over the years, I was just like, that's quite cool. That's quite cool. It is also because I have a mild attachment to the original Iron Spider suit, which is way fucking cooler. But yeah, I hate it, and I hate all the nanotech shit that the MCU does. Just because they can't be bothered to actually make a suit, or to have someone move a mask, or God forbid they just don't show their face for a second. But yeah, I just wish the suits were more practical, so that you don't get any of this fucking floating head syndrome. I get it with Iron Man. Obviously, building an Iron Man suit, if you could do that, you wouldn't be in the movie business. You would be in this. Hey, I've just built the Iron Man suit.
You'd
business.
be Iron Man.
Yeah. Or very wealthy. Because you've just gone...
Iron Man.
Well, yes and no. But, I mean... You wouldn't necessarily be very... Do you know what's really annoying?
Me?
Yeah. But also, if anyone's actually going to become Iron Man realistically in our lifetime, it's going to be Elon Musk.
No, yeah. Kill me.
If we see that Elon Musk has got a fucking Iron Man suit, I will just end it, probably. Because, like, what's the point? Like... I've got to live with this fucking melted spam of a human, but having such fucking... Don't get me wrong, he's incredibly smart and has clearly made his way through his brains. But, God, fucking... I sweat in here so much.
It's warm. I have another note. The Doctor Strange version of the Spider-Man theme is sick.
I mean, the Spider-Man theme is sick.
It is, but there's this cool... But when they go to the Sanctum Sanctorium for the first time, or at some point he does it, they're playing this the doom 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 doom, but it's on like the sitar harpsichord thing in the Doctor Strange style, and it's really, really cool. I really enjoyed it.
I agree. The music in this movie. I think the music in every Spider-Man property, Raimi, Webb, I do enjoy that there are Spider-Man movies made by Webb.
Yeah.
MCU, Insomniac. I think the themes are all excellent.
Yep, I agree.
Stemming all the way back to the 60s. Spider-Man, and the 90s with the weird, like, vocoder nonsense that they were talking about. Do you want to know something very funny about what I find very funny about that show?
Go on.
The lyrics in the theme say spider blood, radioactive spider blood.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, when Morbius comes involved, he's not allowed to consume blood. He can't say blood. It's been censored.
Oh.
He says plasma. And I think that sounds more sexual for some reason. For some reason.
I didn't see you going that way. But
just
I mean, it definitely sounds
walking
more
around,
sexual than blood. Yes.
Yeah, just walking around going, "I want your plasma." I'm like, oh,
Are you gonna have his spider babies?
prison to that man. Do you know what's really upsetting though? They were clearly going for the do a flip guy. His voice is exactly the same as the do a flip from Homecoming.
I don't think they were going for the do a flip guy. He would have just been in it because the do a flip guy's in.
I know,
Shang-Chi.
but it's the same sort of thing with the same sort of voice and the same sort of joke.
Obnoxious American.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Don't
I'm just saying. Yeah. We've bounced all over the place in my notes. I'm trying to find. I put Alfred Bloody Molina.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
It's very good.
He is. He's ridiculous. He's the best part out of the entire Raimi trilogy. It's certainly not Kirsten Dunst. So we just mentioned the scene in the woods because of the floating head. Ignoring him taking his mask off unnecessarily. I don't like that suit either.
Oh, the reason just to set another action figure.
Yeah. In a weird.
No, I don't like that suit either. There's no reason for it at all. There's no. It's
He got paint on him, so therefore he's wearing it inside out. So you want to get paint on you?
Yeah, so he's got the paint rubbing on himself.
You're going to the woods in the middle of nowhere. Who cares if you've got a bit of green on you? You can make jokes about it, as opposed to like. Also, would the suit even function properly
Probably
inside out? Because the shoes are built in.
Yeah,
The bottom of the feet.
Mm.
Is this
I could also I feel like you're like all the innards are exposed, so you probably haven't got the same like protection, and you're just exposing the suit up to more like structural damage.
Yes. But as you say, toys, toys and merchandise and action figures because.
Disney.
Garfield and Maguire have 2 suits apiece. And the only reason Garfield has 2 suits is because
The first one was shit.
Everyone just went, "What the fuck?" to the first one. And even in like the Mark Webb even says, "Yeah, I don't know. We were trying to make a suit that felt like you could make, someone could make at home. So all the different pieces, but." Along the way, we lost what makes Spider-Man. So that's why he got a second suit with 0 explanation. Obviously, the only reason Maguire has 2 suits is because of the black suit.
Yeah.
Tom Holland has 8. 8 suits. It's too many suits. Oh, actually, no. Okay.
One of them inside out, so 7 suits.
Yeah, I know, but it's still marketed as another suit.
Yeah.
They have 3 suits apiece. Because in my 8, I'm including the pajama one.
Okay.
So, I've got to include the pre-Spider-Man suits for the other 2 as well. So, 3, 3, 8. Even so, that's nearly a 300% return. But I really think that scene's cool. I really like the duct tape, a phone, and FaceTiming. I imagine that would be an absolute nightmare. But I really like that scene. And the introduction of... I like the really subtle... The electricity turning yellow. And then like him kind of forming the body back. And what have you. And Sandman just being like, "What the fuck? The fuck is going on?" It's a fair response, I think, to be like, why am I in a different universe? I would be quite confused as well.
Yeah, and I'm Peter, but not your Peter. What?
On a suit-related query, is this suit at the end super blue? No, it's super blue. It's shiny as well.
Yeah.
The blue bit's shiny.
It's cool. I like that suit.
It's the best suit across any of the movies.
Yeah.
Could be.
Well,
We
I
haven't
actually
seen
always
enough
liked.
of it.
I always liked his second one. His Far From Home, red and black.
Yeah, well, I mean, I like the Homecoming
I always
one.
really liked that, but the new red and blue.
Yeah, I really like it. I prefer red and blue just because that's what Spider-Man is. So I like, even with the color option in Spider-Man 2 to make it red and black, I never used it. I didn't like it. I prefer red and blue. It's Spider-Man. But, no, obviously, I hope they make it more practical. More of a practical suit. Because one of the big complaints that's made Kevin Feige go, right, I'm fucking everything up. And Bob Iger coming in and saying, right, stop. If Bob Iger comes in and goes, behave, then you know something's gone awry. And one of them is the CG is just out of fucking control. And that is very true. So hopefully they make that suit more practical. Because then I think it could be one of the best suits that they have. If it just looks like a CG character the entire time, and it's like, whatever, another suit. Closely followed by, if we're going to rank their suits, Garfield's TASM 2 suit, or the one he's wearing in this. I think that is the second best live action suit, I think. Tom Holland's ones, and then I don't like Maguire's one.
You had to sing that, did you?
Yeah, I did, because it makes it easier to swallow, because people don't like that opinion of not liking the Maguire suit.
I like it, but that's fine. You're allowed to have that opinion.
I hate the raised web. His eyes are too small. They're not white enough.
Fucking hell. Such a fanboy.
The raised web is shit. It looks particularly shit in the games.
I like it, but hey, you don't have to like it. That's okay.
No, exactly. And I know you won't be coming after me for...
I'll come after you for lots of things, but not for that.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Another note I have, I've just remembered the note. If we're talking about great scenes, the spider sense scene.
Oh, when he's
in the
outside in the central, what's it called? The astral plane, whatever it is.
No.
Oh, the I don't know
goblin.
What,
yeah.
Yes.
In Happy's flat, and he's just like, I don't know what's wrong. Something. I was like, oh, great, Pete, thanks. But him just walking around and then the whippy.
It's good.
I was gonna do Willem Dafoe is always good, to be fair. Again, one of the best things, the two best things about the Maguire movies are Alfred Molina and Willem Dafoe, easily. Certainly not James Franco. I'm just going to keep doing it. Every time we bring up their Raimi movies, I'm just going to tell you what wasn't good about them. And I can keep that up for ages, because let me tell you what's good about them. Not a lot. They are not good movies. That's another thing that will get me told off on the internet. Providing we had fans. I suppose it's a good thing we don't, though.
Chaos on this side of the table this evening. My last note, but I want to go to it, jump at the end of the movie. I really enjoy Doctor Strange. They make the plan. And Tom Holland's like, what if you do this? And I like that he goes, but everyone who knows and loves you, and then pauses and said, he goes, they, and then pauses and goes, we wouldn't remember you. Yeah. And that's so good. It's really heavy of just him, like, you're seeing Doctor Strange, of all people, like, falter a little bit and just admit that he cares for this kid for whatever reason. I don't know why. But, like, because they haven't had that much time together, really. But he's obviously...
To be fair, he said knows and loves, like... So he might just be acknowledging that he knows him.
No, he seems really upset.
Yeah, I know.
But I think it's like...
We don't know how much time they had post unsnapping, to be fair. Yeah. They kind of implied that it's pretty instant.
There was, I think, probably also just an element of, like, he saw enough to just go, I get it. Mm-hmm. Like, the kid's got something. I get it. He's special, sort of thing. So
there are so many unanswered questions
many
about how that spell works.
Well, this is the problem with the MCU in general. Is even with Loki now, the timeline thing doesn't make sense.
I don't even mean timeline thing. I just mean how the spells work. Like how that spell works in reality. Good, they haven't done a Spider-Man movie. There's no real opportunity
as in, like,
to.
So the things of like Happy knows who Spider-Man is, knows who May is, but doesn't know who Peter Parker is. Knows he knows May through Spider-Man, but like, yeah. So how does he? Yeah. Like,
so what does he remember with all those times he's interacted with Peter specifically?
Yeah.
What does he remember about Far From Home?
Yeah.
Like, what does he remember with that?
Who does he think Spider-Man is? Why is he not
Does
questioning
Maguire's wife, MJ, remember who the fuck he is? Because the whole implication is this is multiversal wide. Otherwise, it wouldn't stop them coming through.
Yeah.
So, has he just completely decimated the lives of every Peter Parker in the multiverse because no one remembers who they are?
Maybe.
Yeah. And this is less of a... Like, there's just so many... Like, what the hell does all of the other Avengers, like, remember and, like...
Well, it seems it's not they don't know they don't know who Peter or they don't know that Peter Parker's Spider-Man or
they don't know who Peter
Parker
Parker
they don't
is.
know who Peter Parker
So what
is.
do Ned and MJ remember about the last few years of their life?
Yeah.
Like, they know that they've done all of this shit with Spider-Man, surely.
Well, yeah, that's the weird thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Like, it literally doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that there's two big issues I have with it, and it's that the other big issue I have with this film is Electro. Yeah, like based off the rule, he shouldn't be there.
No, he shouldn't be there. They basically Jamie Foxx agreed,
Yeah.
and they made the rule later and went, we can't not now.
Yeah,
And Jamie Foxx is great in this movie.
absolutely.
He is very good. Again,
But the fact that they even double the problem, they like acknowledge their own mistake within the movie.
What do you mean?
Because they point out in the movie,
That he doesn't know what he is. Yeah.
Like they could have probably even got away with it.
They could have skirted it. Yeah.
Like,
They could have absolutely skirted it.
like skirted around the fact that he doesn't.
But they
know
just
who
wanted to
Parker is.
throw a fucking nod at Miles Morales. That's literally all they wanted to do.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Oh yeah, I'm fine with nodding at Miles Morales, but not at the fucking at the loss.
I'd also be fine if Miles
integrity.
Morales turns up at some point. I'd be okay with it. It's fine by me.
I am absolutely fine with getting Miles Morales, and they've been teeing it up since Homecoming.
Mm.
They've been teasing that.
Oh yeah, because
and there's a whole lot of stuff. I'm not going to say anything because people haven't watched that movie, but there's a whole load of things. So I'll be absolutely fine, and I expect it. I wouldn't be surprised if it's the next Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, no, I'm surprised if that's what they do soon.
If they set up Miles, the second one is kind of in the middle-ish, leaning more towards Peter, and then the third one, Peter's not in the equation.
Or is the third one to be the one where they write him out of the equation? Though,
yeah, but also stop. I want something from Spider-Man to be Peter Parker.
Oh yeah.
I want something. Everything is moving away, and Miles is a great character. I like Miles. He is a fantastic protagonist for the Spider-Verse movies. I like having Miles around for the games because not only is he a good character, but playing as Miles, his power set is fucking cool.
They've got a good dynamic between them as well.
Exactly. And I would be okay with having him around for the MCU as well. But if everything just becomes Miles, it's just like, well, now I'm not just a Spider-Man fan. That side of things would be tickled fine. I'm a Peter Parker fan.
Yeah, I get that. Because I'm the same.
Yeah, so I want something.
Have just had a small realization that I think I just like multiple Spider-Men.
Yeah, it's cool as fuck.
Something about having multiple Spider-Man together is just
the
really
whole Spider-Verse thing is like one of my favorite things in the comics. Having the Spider-Verse, I think the Spider-Verse movies are not only some of my favorite movies of all time; they're probably my two favorite Spider-Man movies of all time, and just superhero movies in general. This is the best MCU Spider-Man movie. Easy. I love the multiple Spider-Man thing. And even some of the animated series now have started bringing Miles into the equation. They haven't gone to the point where he replaces Peter, but he's there. So, I think this is probably the fastest growing to this level character. Because he wasn't introduced until 2011.
Yeah.
So that's quick.
Mm-hmm.
12 years. And in that time, there's 2 major movies. Obviously, they don't do anywhere near as much as the MCU ones do, but that's because they're animated and people are idiots. I'm not watching a cartoon. All right, this fucking absolute masterclass on filmmaking. Scorsese, you fucking weasel. Have you seen this clip of Scorsese and his press tour for Killers of the Flower Cunts? Sorry, Scorsese as a human being pisses me the fuck off. He's talking about what is justifiable as cinema and all this. He's been doing that, and he's just said he's only just started learning how to use emails.
Idiot.
Don't talk about shit.
That is one of those people you get in the shop, the customers would be like, I can't do this, I'm too old. No, you're too ignorant.
You're too fucking thick as pig shit. I reckon your directing style is get other people to do it.
Oh, probably, yeah.
This is like, I want to make movies. Can you show me how to do it? Oh, can you just do it?
Almost certainly.
He's one of those morons that says he's Italian.
Chaos on this side of the table to see.
Sorry. Martin Scorsese winds me the fuck up. It's 2 years today since we did Spider-Man 3 review. I think we're less successful than we were then.
Correct. Yeah. That's why we stopped.
Why did we start again?
Don't know. You asked. And I said yes.
I don't think I did ask. I think we just came to the decision.
I don't come to any decisions ever.
No, you come on them.
What does that mean?
I don't know. You write it down on a piece of paper. Let's call it quit. Fucking maybe. This is ridiculous. We have 2 viewers and one of them is a member of the team.
Do you want to score this?
Do I have anything else to say? We've talked about the Electro plot hole. Oh! I wrote this down because of the whole the linchpin for this entire movie when he takes the box away from Stephen. When he takes the box away from Doctor Strange and really causes the chaos. He is absolutely 100,000% in the wrong.
Well, Peter?
Yep.
100%, yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They play it off. The MCU are really good at doing this. They take the titular character and therefore they have to be right, despite the fact that Cap was wrong. Completely and utterly wrong. In every facet.
I don't think they do play it off that he's right. I think they make you question it. Is he making the right call? I think they do it throughout the whole movie.
No,
So, I'm talking about Cap.
Oh, I see.
I'm talking about Cap. I think they make you question it throughout the movie.
Well, they try to. And in the first 2/3 of the first 2 acts of the movie, I think they're doing it. But then they go, oh, yes, it's a Captain America movie.
Well, yeah, there is that problem.
And then, like, not only does he become worse, like, his decisions become worse.
Yeah.
And arguably, like, just fucking mental decision from mental decision. They then try and force, like, oh, Tony's just upset and he's lashing out.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
No. This is a wanted terrorist. Like, no, he didn't bomb the UN, but he's still a wanted terrorist regardless of that for the last 60 odd years who murdered this man's parents. And you're just going, but he's my friend. Not an argument. Fuck off, you jolly green prick. I don't know why he's green. Apologies if I missed anything being said about her due to corrupt. We haven't actually mentioned Zendaya at all. She's excellent. She is excellent.
Agreed.
At least Cap was trying to save his friend of over 100 years. Peter is trying to save some blokes he doesn't even know in the name. Yeah, but also it's the you're gonna kill everyone. Like if you try and do this goes wrong. So back to No Way Home. Chaos on this side of the table. going back to No Way Home, if you try this and you fail, billions, trillions of people die.
Yeah.
This fucks with trillions of people, not just your aunt's feelings. Like,
also, I actually question the logic behind if they change them, if it stops it changes their fate.
no,
Because surely they get injected back into the exact same point of time that they were in, which was as they were dying.
Yep.
So surely not only do they just go.
They
back,
didn't explain that logic of why they got zapped over. Why
They got
were
zapped
dying.
over. Well, because they got zapped over at the last possible point in their timelines. So,
Yeah.
so Andrew Garfield and the ones that are alive, Andrew Maguire and the rest of life came over just where they were, which is why Maguire's just like a bit older and is married, and he's like, we're married.
Yeah. Their lives have continued. Yeah.
So it's only because
They don't exist in the present time. Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's the final point of their timeline.
You're
as
right.
possible.
It's
But then-
incredibly obvious.
But then those people would like, surely when it's fixed, they're going back to that same point in time.
So yeah, instead of a glider going through Goblin, it just goes through Norman.
Yeah, like so no matter what, or the other side of it is if that's not the case,
And they just go back to now.
but then it just creates a whole bunch of new timelines again.
Well,
Fucking
yeah,
up with the old, with the
even if it
original-
Even if it doesn't create new timelines.
It must do, surely, because then what the fuck? It has to.
But that's what I'm saying.
Based
It would,
off the rules they set up in Endgame, it would have to. It would have to create a new timeline because they've changed something. But the people that changed it,
yeah, but do you know what doesn't follow the rules of Endgame?
the rest
Marvel.
of the MCU.
Yeah.
No, but that's what I mean. It's just
Yeah.
another example.
So
of them
even if they
fucking
don't
up their
follow
own
that
rules.
rule, how are they going to explain 20 years? And these people just pop back up again.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of nonsense.
So I like to think that they're all dead again anyway. So
100%.
no one knows who Peter is for literally no reason at this point.
Yeah.
And I think he deserves that punishment
What, Peter?
Yeah.
For being such a
for
fucking
being such
idiot.
a fool.
Yeah. I agree.
This conversation made me realise that Tom Holland is the worst Spider-Man. He's an idiot. What's happened?
Maguire has decided to marry Kirsten Dunst's Mary Jane, so I would say that's more stupid. What did you marry? Oh, I married a wet flannel of a human being. Completely useless. Completely fucking narcissistic.
Hannah says, why does no one know who Peter is for no reason? Because he did. What I'm saying is he did it for no reason because
He changed nothing. They all went back and died.
they
which
all went
is
back and died anyway.
The whole point of the third act of this movie was him trying to. But
The whole plot of the movie
Yeah,
is
yeah,
basically. Otherwise, it would have just been, oh, you've sorted it. Fair enough. You do that. You press the button, Stephen. Really sorry about this. I'm gonna go and save my friends at school.
also,
And then he can go and have spider babies with Zendaya.
I don't buy. Quite frankly, with what we've had set up from MJ in these movies.
Zendaya, MJ.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, not the flannel.
Just checking.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't buy that. As soon as she saw that the building they were living in is in pieces, on fire, someone has died, logic would dictate it's probably either Peter or May that have died in this mess. She wouldn't just go fucking immediately. Just push that
I think
button.
she knows it's May. I see that she wouldn't have just pressed the button.
She would just
Got
press
it,
the button.
got it,
Like,
got it. Yeah.
let's nip this in the bud immediately. Because she already...
Well, she did say, oh no, what she says, if I don't hear from you, I'll press it, didn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she did not fucking
the
hear
whole
from
point
him.
was she hadn't heard from him.
She hadn't heard from him.
She mind you, she is about to. She does go, I'm
Yeah,
gonna press it.
and then fucking
then the magic, Ned happens.
Ned happened, the fucking idiot.
And then then the other Peter happened.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I have a
When she throws the bread at him is so funny. Andrew Garfield in this movie
10 out of 10.
is excellent.
Yeah.
This is the best ever I've seen of him. He's so fucking good in this. I think he's the best in the movie, personally. I think he's
From
so
from a comedic standpoint.
like the
100%.
whole thing is just like, why'd you throw bread at me?
He's just so done. Wasn't Ned supposed to become a goblin? Ned, they make a reference to it ish. So Ned Leeds is Hobgoblin. But they kind of, when Norman shows up and she says MJ, and Norman's like, Mary Jane? She's like, Michelle Jones, and he goes, "I wonder if there's any other Ned Leedses."
Yeah.
That took me as a little nod of, and the whole, and I promise I won't become. I promise I won't try to kill you.
Yeah.
And obviously they're making a magic. They're not going to make him the Hobgoblin, and they haven't even done the Green Goblin, so they're not going to do the fucking Hobgoblin.
No.
But Ned Leeds in the comics. That was a very controversial thing in the comics as well. It was a whole big thing. Hobgoblin was this villain that they were like, "Oh, who is he? Who is he?" And then it was just, "Who the fuck is Ned Leeds?"
Oh, right.
When they revealed him, it was like, "Who the fuck is Ned Leeds?" And it was because Marvel would just. This was when Marvel was in the shit.
Right.
So they were just fighting all the time. So they just and everyone just went, "Who the fuck is Ned Leeds?" But
I want to talk more about Andrew Garfield.
yep, fair. Actually, before again, chaos. Still in the same scene though, so it's fine. On rewatches, that scene doesn't hit as well for me. The comedy, it's really shot as this big reveal, and nothing
it's
more.
Shot like theatre.
Yeah,
like he literally jumps through the thing and pauses and waits for his applause.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. And on rewatches, I hate
you're
it.
right. It's weird. Totally weird. The pacing of it's weird because it's literally waiting for the reaction.
It's waiting for obnoxious Americans to be American in the cinema.
It happened in our cinema a little bit.
Yeah. But the thing is, British people do it silently. They just kind of squeeze the which is which is why we got told off because we were moving so much. It was like the whole Cap grabbing the hammer, and then I grabbed you.
Grab my hammer. Yeah.
But yeah, I think the way that scene, other than the between the reveal of Garfield and then between the. And this is, I feel they could have done the Maguire reveal differently because once they'd done Garfield, I was like, this is very fucking obvious as to what's about to happen. And it's all one of those.
I do enjoy that. I just walked through that. Oh, it's closed.
Yes, yeah. I think that's out of Spider-Man 1, 2, 3, and all of his comedy in this. That's his best joke.
Yeah.
And it's just such a stupid little. I hope you don't mind. I just came through the. It's closed.
So casual. It's really weird. It's so good. But Andrew Garfield is so funny. He's so funny in it, and all the stuff. The web shooting jokes is funny. Everything about it.
I
also really like the.
My Lola asked if you can clean up the web. Yeah. Oh yeah, sorry.
But I also really like when he's just fucking like talking about himself. He's like, I'm lame. He's like, you guys are fighting aliens. I'm just fighting.
I want to fight it. I just fought a Russian guy and a rhinoceros machine.
But his performance and delivery of it all is so good. And I do like the very on the nose. Can I tell you something? You are amazing. I really like that. It's good. Very entertaining.
Does it just come out of your wrists or does it anywhere else? The non-subtle way of saying, can you shoot web out your ass, I think. Because that's where the spiders actually. That would be very different movies. People just swinging around from their arsehole.
Surprised South Park haven't done that yet.
Oh, yeah. Or maybe they have. I don't know. There's probably like 6,000 episodes a week.
The current thing they're doing is all Baldur's Gate 3.
Is it?
Yeah. And Multiverse. There's it's...
I saw the one where they're all women.
Yeah. So it's them from another universe, and it's the Cartman who from this other universe is a black woman has come over, and they don't believe that she's Cartman, but she's obviously just being Cartman. there's this bit where it's like, she makes this elaborate plan to go on and essentially get on the computer so she can play Baldur's Gate 3, and they don't know what she's doing. Gets on there and it stands like, wait, this was all just so you could play Baldur's Gate 3? Holy shit, you are Cartman.
South Park will forever be incredibly impressive to me, just on the turnaround times. The fact that, not only the fact that they've got something out since the launch of Baldur's Gate, they probably came up with that idea like a week ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and it's insane. It's insane. It's entirely why the show's still around.
I fucking love South Park.
Because it's always so topical.
I think
it takes them a week.
Consistently funny as well, personally. But
it is good, and everyone thought that was going to be Rick and Morty, and now they do another season of Rick and Morty, and they just go.
I never found Rick and Morty funny.
No, I hate Rick and Morty.
Should we give this a score, and then we can talk about the other Spider-Man?
Yep.
First of all, let me write down that bit. Right, what do you score it?
9.
I agree. It's an easy 9. Don't even have to think about it.
No, there are some things that I would change that would make it a 10. I would make it less nostalgia heavy. I love and hate the idea of them going full Endgame scale at the end of the movie. Like, they have all of the stuff, and then towards the end, instead of them just going, forget me, and it closes, like, have a fucking shit ton of stuff come through. Including a shitload more Spider-Man.
I think we are going to get all that with all the rest of when they bring in the X-Men and whatnot. I think it is going to happen.
No, I just meant with loads of Spider-Man.
I think, yeah, fair
and
enough.
like loads of like you could have had like loads of different lizards and rhinos and all sorts of stuff.
Give me Yuri.
Fuck yeah, absolutely fuck yeah. I do think they need to bring. It wouldn't really work because obviously he has a completely different face and there's a completely different age to Peter in the games. But
just go full like it's CG. It is literally just a character model from the game.
They probably will.
They've set a precedent for that being a thing because Doctor Strange goes through a cartoon world and whatnot in his multiverse.
There's live action stuff in the Spider-Verse movies.
Yeah, so but I mean, in the MCU, they've set precedent that there is.
Oh, I see what you mean. But yeah, like it doesn't really spoil anything. But within the multiverse of the MCU is the Spider-Verse movies.
Oh, I see.
So, like, even in the trailer for Across the Spider-Verse, they specifically reference.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so I know what you're saying.
Yeah. So there is a separate universe, and there's more to it. But
my point is,
they could do that.
They could do it.
Yeah, and there's and as I say, there's like live action elements across those movies as well.
Yeah, I knew that. So.
Yeah. So it's,
all right.
That would be quite cool.
Let's have a rank.
How much do we want to let nostalgia and hype influence this decision?
Tricky, isn't it? So obviously, it's going to be at least around the other Spider-Man movies, and I think probably above Far From Home.
How much do we want to let hype and?
Well, you said yourself earlier, it's the best of the MCU Spider-Man movies.
It is. Yeah. No. But you. Because I'm thinking something very different.
So you're thinking, you're saying higher in the list is what you're going to say. Yeah. So I hadn't got that far. I was just saying we're at least above Far From Home.
If we are letting the full nostalgia and hype of the stuff get involved, instead of just properly breaking the film down, like for its own merits, the full nostalgia hype says this goes at 3.
I see what you're saying. But then I think we also have to take into account the other factors. And,
we do.
And we also have to do... What we've also done with this ranking when we've gotten a bit stuck is just done what would you prefer to watch. So for me, I would say 6.
Oh. Okay. We're going to need some audience participation.
Well, you see, because
I'm already outnumbered.
See, I think Ragnarok and Winter Soldier are just better movies in general.
They are.
So, I would prefer to watch those, either of those two, over No Way Home. No. Personally, it's all personal. What one would I rather put on at any given moment? Apparently, Matt also said 6. But hey, I mean, you go with your thoughts as well. Not gonna just completely shun you out. That's not how this works.
What one, like at any given moment? But this is hard because I'm also in a very.
Hannah says it's better than Ultron, but not as good as Ragnarok.
That's 6. That puts it at 6.
Oh yeah. Sorry, yeah.
If you were to say what one would you rather watch, just sit down and watch it casually. This would still end up at like 3. Endgame is too long for just a casual watch. To be fair, like this list. Every time we put in a new film on this list, we approach it from a different angle.
It's really hard.
No, I know, but sometimes we're just like, what movie's better? What movie would we rather watch? What movie would I rather watch? I would rather watch No Way Home at any point over Civil War.
Yeah, well, I didn't say that's the only factor.
I know.
You have to find, and that's what we've done. We found that balance.
Yeah. Well, yeah. What one would I rather watch? Because if we're just going on that, I would put it at number 2. 2
There were some dropped frames, to be fair, guys. So OBS obviously had a moment.
I don't know. I can't. It's not. It's not as low as 6 for me.
So where would you put it?
Three or 4. Probably. I do think, like, yes, this is. It's hard because so much of this movie is nostalgia and hype, but I don't want that driving the entire thing. But because of that, I do think it's better than Ragnarok.
Well, that's fair.
Ragnarok, while very, very good, because its main factor is comedy, obviously the more times you see it, the less. Yeah. Which is hard, but I always say that I don't want to review things on a rewatch thing, because that doesn't necessarily speak to the quality of the movie.
Now, going from the logic of, if you were saying the nostalgia point of view and whatnot, for me, I would then say 4, because I think Endgame does the nostalgia and hype even better than this, personally, because of you getting the payoff from all that 10 years of the
hype,
MCU.
I'd agree. It doesn't really have any.
Not so much the nostalgia, but the hype.
Oh yeah, but
The hype of No Way Home is fueled by nostalgia, whereas the hype of Endgame is fueled by
world building
and good writing. So it's just a different way to get the same result, but I think the result of Endgame is more satisfying personally. So I would then say 4 by that logic. I don't think putting it above Endgame is...
That's fair. I just really like Spider-Man.
No, that's the other thing. How much are you letting your current Spider-Man obsession influence this?
Well, that's 30 years.
Yeah, but I mean, like a week ago, you were like Assassin's Creed man, and I've not heard you mention the word Assassin's Creed since Spider-Man came out on the PlayStation. To
be fair, I'm still in Assassin's Creed mode.
I don't doubt it. But you have sent me more pictures of Spider-Man in the past week and a half than you've sent me any pictures of anything ever.
That's because Photo came out a week and a half ago.
I'm just saying, like...
If other people could actually focus on photo mode, you would have gotten as many photos.
You're clearly going to be just a little bit biased. That's all I'm saying.
I am.
That's all I'm saying.
It's the only reason I haven't said 1. This is the hardest one. I
mean, it's not for me.
I know. I'm saying 3, 4. You're saying 6. So let's say 5.
So below Winter Soldier and above Ragnarok.
Yeah.
I
don't agree with it, but it's a hard.
That wasn't what I was going to say.
No. It's what I'm saying. I don't agree with it, but you want to put it even lower, so we'll just meet in the middle.
No, I was going to say I accept your offer to compromise.
Meet in the middle. Yeah. So 5.
All right, we're going to put this in 5th place.
We all know it's number 1. It's not number 1. Like, arguably, it's not better than Infinity War, but
which makes the current ranking in 1st place Infinity War, 2nd place Civil War, 3rd place Endgame, 4th place Winter Soldier, number 5 No Way Home, 6 Age of Ultron, 7 Avengers Assemble, Far From Home, Homecoming, Shang-Chi. You know the rest.
It's on the screen, and we don't do audio podcasts, so we've already ranked it. So that's that. Next week is going to be a wanky day again.
Yeah.
We don't know when it's going to be exactly, but it will be around Tuesday, Wednesday time, because I'm not here at the weekend. And I won't be back until Monday. So we can't do it then. But the movie is Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. So we're still in the period before they completely took a shit on everything Marvel. But I think this is the last one. Before they took a shit.
And then it just goes complete Pete Tong afterwards.
Yeah. There's
and your Guardians.
Yeah. None of them are bad. I think we're past...
Thor.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about Thor. Oh.
We still have to do Love and Thunder.
I forgot about Love and Thunder.
But then other than that, none of them are bad. And to be honest, I'm not holding much hope for the Marvels.
No. Why would you? It's a sequel to a meh film that came out in the hypest moment of Marvel history. It came out between Infinity War and Endgame. Which, could you, like, in the movie industry, could you create a bigger moment? A bigger period of time, a more important period of time, and you release one of the mettest. Where did we put it? Like 19th or something?
Let's check the ranking.
18th. Shit, that would have been really cool. But to be fair, we put it higher than the other movie that came out in between them. So, oh no, that came out just before Infinity War.
Black Panther came out. Yeah, it was Ant plus Wasp that came out in between.
Yes, it was. But yeah,
which is a fairly high ranking, actually.
It is. If you asked me, that would not have happened if you asked me beforehand. But
there would have been a reason.
No, I mean before we started.
I see.
Yeah, before we started the whole thing. Several years ago now.
So what is left? It's Doctor Strange.
Then it's Love and Thunder.
Quantumania.
Yeah, but I'm not sure what order. I can't remember the order.
I think it's Quantumania, Black Panther.
No, so it would be Black Panther, Quantumania.
Oh, okay. So Wakanda Forever, Quantumania,
Guardians.
Then Guardians 3.
That feels like too few.
It does feel like too few, doesn't it? But it's because we've had a shit ton of shows. That's what we've been getting.
For sure.
Less films, more shows. I'm obviously not doing the shows on this.
So the Infinity Saga, and then this is Multiverse Saga. Let's just... How many things have anything to do with the multiverse and the Multiverse Saga? Let's have a look. 1.
2.
Where's 2?
What if?
Oh, but that's not even fucking canon to the MCU. What if is literally what if I took a shit on the MCU? Like, biggest waste. None of it's even canon. So 1.
Okay. 2.
What?
Loki.
That was 1.
WandaVision then.
What's that got to do with the multiverse?
Oh no, you're right. Yeah, it's not. It began teasing the concept when they gave us fucking Ralph Boner. We thought that was going to be a you're right.
They cock teased the idea, but yeah. 2. Oh, and then Ant-Man.
So 3.
Yeah. Out of everything that's come out since No Way Home.
Oh yeah, you're counting No Way Home in that. Because that won't be on there.
Oh yeah,
if you're
4.
on Disney Plus. So 4 if you're counting No Way Home in that.
4. But out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, nearly 21 things since Endgame.
Yeah, which is, I've said this before.
No, since Far From Home.
I've said this before. Phase 4 is longer than Phase 1, 2, 3 put together.
Yeah, it is. Hours-wise, yeah.
Hours-wise and amount of content, because there was...
Well, that's
20...
Oh, you mean separate projects? Yeah. Yeah, no, it's fucking stupid. Phase 4 is nonsense. We're in Phase 5 now. What was Phase 1? I mean, what was Phase 4?
Yeah, what was the finale of Phase 4? Guardians 3, technically.
No, Black Panther. We've been in...
Oh, right. Yeah, good point, yeah.
So...
Nonsense then. Complete nonsense.
Waste of fucking time. Multiverse Saga. I appreciate not everything is to do with...
No, but it's what we've discussed before.
But it was building
to
yeah,
it. It's all part of the building and the foundations. This isn't
is all
so
just
far.
Fucking separate. Anyway, before I get really angry about the current state. So anyway, Doctor Strange, then Thor, then Black Panther, then Quantumania, then Guardians. And then the Marvels when it comes back around. But we won't be doing that until it's on Disney Plus.
Agreed. Right, let's end this one, take a quick break, and then we're going to come back and we'll talk about other Spider-Man. We're going to talk about Spider-Man 2 on PS5. We're going to start that conversation without spoiling it, and then we're going to spoil it. All right. Thank you for watching. Oh, where's your bit? You go.